Hello.
Hi,
How you doing?
I'm
Hey,
doing
Peter.
great.
Good.
with company.
Letting people in here. Thanks for being right on time, guys. I appreciate it. Hey, Charlotte. Hey, Jingwen.
Ray.
How are you?
I'm doing fine.
Good. Good. Hi,
Yeah, I'm
Betty.
Hi, Miss Humphrey.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good.
Good. Spencer, you right?
Yeah, hello.
Hi, nice to hear your voice. Jason, thanks for getting up crazy early again. Or are you just staying up late?
I'm just staying up late.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's the way I would do it. I would definitely stay up late rather than get up early. I'm much better
this
late
week's-
at night. Yeah.
This week's more convenient for me.
Okay. Hey, Ryan. Hi, Hugh. Okay. Hi, Ryan.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
I'm okay.
Good. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
Hey, Nathan.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. You been able to be out golfing recently?
Yep, that's all I can do.
I was going to say it's like the perfect social distance kind of activity.
Yeah.
That's good. Good. I'm glad you can do that. Well, I'm just going to keep an eye on this waiting room and let people in. But thank you guys for being here and being on time. I'm going to pray for us and then get started. So let me. Yeah, I'm just going to. Everybody else have to come in after I've prayed. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for today. Thank you for this opportunity to connect. I thank you for each of these students meeting all across the world, and I thank you that you are with each one of them. I just pray that they would be encouraged by your just complete reliability, your trustworthiness. They would know that afresh today, and that you'd help them to understand even better who you are and how much you love them and the great plan that you have for them. And I pray that you'd bring good out of this difficult time. In Jesus' name, amen.
Man,
So let me just let in a couple more people here. Okay, so for those of you just joining us, we just prayed. I want to do two things today. I want to do what I normally do, is just check in with everybody and see how they're doing. But I'd also like to see if we can have a bit of a discussion about one part of our book. Because when I was reading your journals, which have been excellent, and I can't tell you how proud I am of you guys, the way you're engaging with the book and reading it and getting stuff out of it, that's really great. But there was one point in the book where there was a big disagreement amongst you. And if we were in class, I thought we'd have a really interesting discussion. So I thought we could try and have a bit of a discussion here. I know that Zoom is really hard to have a discussion because it's hard to kind of jump in because you don't know if somebody else is going to speak or not, and people are muted. So I'm not quite sure how it will work, but I would love to have a bit of a discussion about the question of whether you feel pity or sympathy for Mayella in the trial. Because some of you feel very strongly that you feel very sorry for her in the trial, and some of you don't feel sorry for her at all. So just as I'm going around and asking everyone how they are, be thinking about whether you feel sympathy for Mayella or not, and we'll see if we can have a bit of a discussion about that once I've checked in with everybody. So be thinking about that as I go through. So I'm just going to do what I normally do: just say hi to everybody, see how you're doing in general, and then see if you have any questions about any of the assignments. And then when I've done that, actually, before we have our discussion, I'm going to kind of tell you about how we're going to wrap up To Kill a Mockingbird, and Mr. Roberts is going to tell you a little bit about what's coming next week. But let me just check in with everybody first. So Ryan, you're up first. How are you?
Me?
Hanging in there?
I'm okay. I'm actually doing fine. And
Good.
today we're going out to have a final check of my laptop. Hope that'll work.
Great, because you've been struggling with that for a while. That's been difficult.
A long one.
Yeah. I'm sorry you had that trouble with it. How are you doing with the book and your assignments and your classes?
I've been reading the book. I'm keeping reading the book, and as long as this assignment's going, I'm not gonna stop reading the book. And
Good.
also I'm doing other work as well.
Great.
And also I'm preparing to go back to China and sign the worksheet and the forms, kinds of things like that.
Great. Do you have a date to go back?
Not yet. We just now is waiting for more information to come.
Okay. Great. Well, you know, we're all of us teachers praying for you guys who are eager to get home. When I ask about prayer requests from lots of you are saying, I just want to go home. And I'm just heartbroken for you guys that you're stuck here at this time. So know that we're praying that you get to go home, because I feel a long way from my parents right now. You know, my parents are in England. I mean, my home is here now, and I have a family here, but I feel the distance with my family right now, and I'm sure you guys really feel that distance. So
Yeah.
we're praying for that for you. That goes for all of you who are eager to go home. Okay, Ryan, so we'll keep praying for you. You're going home, and you know that you've got all the time you need for these assignments.
Yeah.
Once your laptop is fixed. Okay,
yeah,
good. Great. Jason. So Jason is up very, very late. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Great. How's the work going?
It's fine.
Okay. Your assignments are very good.
Oh, thank you.
Any questions about anything?
No, I actually have read this book last year at the classroom, but
Oh, you did? Okay.
yeah,
You guys saw the
English
movie.
Bible
This is Stephen said you hadn't read the book.
Yeah, but I did read it when I had a class with Mrs. Tolleson.
Oh, okay.
Last year.
Okay, great, good. So well, then hopefully you're just picking back up for it.
Yeah, so I have like a background knowledge about this book. So
good. Well, that helps.
Yeah.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Any questions about anything?
No, I'm good.
Okay, great. Nice to hear your voice. Peter.
Hi, Mrs. Sanford.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine. Thank you. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How's school going? And
That's good.
you're keeping up and doing okay?
Yeah.
Good. Any questions about the book or about your assignments?
Oh, I think no, nothing.
Okay, great. I was just grading some essays this morning, and I just reminded me, because I'm talking to Peter, and I just graded an essay of his. If I make corrections on your essay, I'll make suggestions for corrections. You're welcome to resubmit it, and I'll regrade it. I know Ryan had asked about this too. Ryan Shaw had asked about this too. I will say that I might not regrade them immediately, because I've got like hundreds of journals and essays coming in all the time. But if you want to redo something and have me regrade it, I promise before the end of the semester I can regrade things. It just might take me a few days to get to it.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, great. But you don't have to redo it, just if you wanted to.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great, of course. Hey Griffin, how are you doing?
Oh, sorry, I was muted. I'm doing good. Just been getting all my assignments done, trying to stay up to date, and yeah, so.
Great. Great. How's distance learning in general?
Distance learning, it's still a weird transition, but I'm starting to get used to it, and I think the occasional Zoom meetings and stuff have made it nice and a little bit easier to, connect with people and learn things. So yeah, it's going good now. So
good. I think I said this before, but it just is so meaningful to me just to connect, even in this kind of unusual way, and I just think it seems really important to do that. So
yeah, I agree.
Good. Well, nice to see you. Any questions about the book or assignments or anything?
No, not at the moment.
Okay. Good. Well, just let me know if you do.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Hey, Ryan, how you doing?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm okay.
Good. And so that comment to Peter was also to you, Ryan. You asked about redoing that essay, which is absolutely fine, but I won't get to grade it immediately because I've got to grade the new things that are coming in first. Does that make sense?
Yep.
But if you send it back, if you put it back on the, resubmit it, I'll see it there and I'll get to it eventually. That's a promise.
Okay.
Ryan had asked a really good question about why we write essays in the present, in the historic present, and I just thought I would just before I hear any comments from Ryan, just to talk to you all about that. So when we write an academic essay about a book, a novel like this, even though this novel is set in the past, when we write the essay, we always want to use the present tense because we're talking about it's what's called the literary present, because we're talking about kind of universal truths. So it doesn't matter when the events happened in the book. When you're describing them in the essay, make sure they're in the present tense. So for example, if you're talking about Atticus defending Tom, you'll write that Atticus defends Tom because he feels that a moral obligation to do that, not Atticus defended in the past Tom. So I know that seems a little strange and a little counterintuitive. That doesn't seem completely natural, but that's the way we write those kind of essays in English. So Ryan, thank you for asking that question. Do you have any other questions?
I have a question. So, novel is ending on this week. So,
Yes.
what is going in next week?
That is a great question, and I was going to come to that in a minute, but I'll just tell you quickly, and I'll have Mr. Roberts take over, so you don't have to keep listening to my voice. So yes, we are going to finish reading this book this week, which is pretty fantastic. So I know for some of you, this has just been a huge, like a mountain to climb to read this book in a month. And I want to say again, I keep saying this, but all of you, especially if English is not your first language, if you need to take longer than this month to do the assignments, please take as long as you need. I will not penalize you for late work. Just as an aside, I teach French here. I was telling Paul this last week, and I've been trying to get back into reading some French novels, and it's really hard. I'm pretty good at French, but it's really hard, and it's tiring to me to read a book in French. So I appreciate that this is difficult, but we're going to finish this week with the new assignments, and then Mr. Roberts is going to take over next week with a new kind of section to see us out of the semester. And there's going to be quite a few changes. So there's some things we won't do. We won't do any more Membean after this week. This is the last week of Membean. And the assignments are going to look a little bit different. So I'm going to hand you over to Mr. Roberts to tell you a bit about that.
All right. Hey, guys. So we're going to be doing Pilgrim's Progress, which is a classic work by John Bunyan. He was a Puritan writer out of England. And we're going to be spending some time in his book. His book's about 150 pages long. It is an allegory, which means it's a story within a story with some extra story added in. And so we're going to be following a guy by the name of Christian, who is a pilgrim on his journey from the city of destruction, trying to get to the celestial city, which represents heaven. And so we're going to be following that. So starting next Tuesday, you guys are going to have daily readings. What I'm going to do is I'm going to push out 2 or 3 days at a time. So next Tuesday, you'll probably get Tuesday and Wednesdays assignments. And each day you're going to read about 10 pages. That's about average for you. First thing you'll do is you'll do a vocab quiz. And I totally am fine with you guys going online and Googling the words to pass the quiz. That's part of the learning process of getting these vocab words down. Then you're going to read the section. And there'll be 1, 2, I think 3 sections at most, but the sections are pretty small. And then you will answer a fact question and an interpretation question. So the fact question will be something about the section you read, and the interpretation will be you thinking through what was said there, who the different characters represent. It's really nice the way Bunyan wrote this. Everybody's name represents their personality. So if a character has the name Ignorance, they are, guess what? Ignorant. If someone's Christian, they are a Christian. So the names really help with that, but it also is going to expand our vocabulary, and it's going to give us some really solid ways to understand not only what Bunyan was saying, but also what the Bible was saying. This is the second most read book in the history of the world besides the Bible, in the Western world, besides the Bible. And so this is a book that has influenced and inspired and comforted people for years and years and years. And so it's a fitting book to finish out the year. So the juniors, the sophomores, and the seniors are all doing this book. Slightly different schedules, but we're all going to be doing it together. The book is online. I want you guys to use the version I link to. So don't go find other versions or anything like that. Just because the one I have is in more modern English. The old English one is difficult. And there's a lot more vocab, and I know you guys have been doing Membean. I didn't want to kill you off with tons and tons of vocab, so I found this version. It's free. It's on a website. You don't need to download anything. You can just read it on there. Okay?
Sorry.
Does anyone? Yes, Ryan.
What is the book name again?
Pilgrim's Progress. And I'll be putting up a link to it. I'll wait till you guys are all done with To Kill a Mockingbird. What I kind of envision this as, Ryan, and everybody else, is kind of like a devotional. Each day you're going to do a few pages, and that's kind of how I envision it. But I know some of you guys, you want to do as much as you can. So I'll put out 2 or 3 days worth of work. And so some of you might be like, I'm going to hit it all in one day. Great. Then you're already done for 2 or 3 days. Others of you, it's good to learn that idea of not procrastinating and waiting till the last minute. So this is a way to do it. And, it's based straight out of the Bible. So it's pretty much as close to a devotional you can get to without opening your Bible up each day. So that's what we'll be doing. We're not going to be going in big chunks like you guys did with To Kill a Mockingbird, because it's a longer book, but it's still going to be, we're going to be moving pretty quick. Any other questions? All right.
Thank you so much. So
I'm going to leave and go to a different class. So I will see you guys later.
Thank you for being here. Perfect timing. Thank you. So I'm really excited for you guys because I think in this weird quarter where, so much is strange, you're going to feel really good that you've read these 2 really important books written in English. In the English literature, To Kill a Mockingbird and Pilgrim's Progress are 2 of the great books. So you can feel really good that you've read those 2 books. That's gonna be really good. Ryan, did you have any other questions?
No, I'm good.
Okay. And Ryan, did you have any other questions?
No.
Okay, thank you, both of you. Jingwen, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Good. Any questions about the book or the assignment?
Yeah, like yesterday I started to realize I didn't do the question 11 for every chapter.
Yes, and you started resubmitting those.
Yeah, can I redo it?
Yes, and I just actually started regrading those just before this class. I had a couple. I did 2 of them, I think, and just added the grade and resubmitted it. So it's just all. I just redid it today.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'll keep regrading those as you turn them in.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Good. Any other questions?
No. That's
okay.
all.
Good. Okay, and distance school in general, is it going okay?
Yeah, I'm just trying to finish all my assignments.
Sure. And again, you know, lots of grace, lots of time. Just do what you need to do, and you have until the end of the semester to finish the things for me. So,
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Anything else, Jingwen?
No.
Okay. Great, Charlotte.
Yeah, hi.
Hi. Hi. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well.
Great. Any questions about any of your work?
No, I don't have any question about that.
Okay, your writing is beautiful. I love reading it.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, thank you. Excellent. Great. Well, let me know if you have any questions. Jusung. Hi.
Hi,
Hi, how are you doing?
doing good.
Good. Are your parents feeling settled in?
Yeah, they actually feel that.
Oh, I can't hear you very well. We've got a little connection issue. Jusung, how is the school going? How's schoolwork going?
Okay, it's okay.
It's okay. Do you have any questions?
My question was, are you gonna do you regrade assignments?
Regrade?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. So I was just saying this to Nam and to Ryan, and so again to you. If you need me to regrade an assignment, I will do that, but I can't promise I'll do it the same day, right? So if you submit something to me or resubmit something and you fixed things, I will go back and regrade it, but I have to grade the new stuff that's coming in first. So what's happening is I have about 850 assignments coming in every week. And that's a lot of grading. So if I have to regrade 800 assignments, can you imagine? It's crazy. So I will regrade, but it might take me a while. So if we get towards the end of the semester and you say, wait a second, I redid it and Mrs. Humphrey didn't regrade it, just send me an email and I promise I will do it. I'll regrade anything, but I can't, it might not happen this week. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
When's the end of the semester?
Oh,
like what day?
Excellent question. For you guys, I believe it's May 28th. I could be wrong.
Ooh.
I think it's May 22nd for the seniors and May 28th for everybody else. I think.
Yeah, I thought they said it would be June 7th, and then now they're saying it's May 28th.
I believe so. I believe the first week of June is going to be like opportunity for people to make up missing work, all that kind of stuff. We're not. I don't think most classes are having finals. I'm not giving a final.
Yeah, right now I'm not having a single final that I know of.
It's just too hard. It's just too hard to do that fairly, you know, and effectively. It just doesn't really work, I don't think. So I think the plan is to not give any new work after May 28th, and then people have the week after that, which is the last week of school, to make up missing work, you know, redo things, catch up.
And I have one last question.
Sure.
Are we going to switch to pass-fail, or are we staying with like normal letter grades?
I think we're staying with normal letter grades, is my understanding. That's kind of the whole point. That's what we can do, which public schools can't do. See, public schools can't give real letter grades because they can't equally or equitably make sure that everybody is served, because not everybody has the technology or whatever. But we are able to make sure everybody has, you know, we're working very hard that everyone has access. So, and giving people time and support and tutoring and all the rest of it. So I think I could be wrong. I'm probably not the best person to ask, but my understanding is that we're in a position to give letter grades, which is really good.
Okay.
Any other questions while you're on?
Nope.
Okay, things going okay?
Yeah, it's just hard sometimes to like keep up with certain things with all the different classes I have, getting so much work in and out. And
Sure.
so it's taking me a minute to.
Yeah.
it's taking me a minute to like get through it, but I'm starting to like slowly start to get the hang of it and work better through it.
Good. And I think you're going to find that the workload is going to drop off. I certainly doing Pilgrim's Progress next month is going to be a whole lot less work than To Kill a Mockingbird. It seemed to us better to kind of have more work at the beginning and give you time to get it done, and then to kind of gradually kind of ramp down, rather than, I mean, can you imagine how awful it would be if we were ramping up the amount of work? That would be terrible.
Yeah.
So we wanted to start strong, and I want you guys to feel like you did a good job with this book, that you really, even if you didn't like it, that you read it, you got it, you know, you experienced the book. And I think you're going to see the work levels gradually ease off. Pilgrim's Progress is a lot. It's less than half the length of this. You'll still have, you know, you had a month, you had 4 weeks to read this, you'll have 4 weeks to read that, and it's half the length. So I think you'll find it, the workload starts to ease off. That's my guess.
Okay.
Okay, great. Jusen, did you have any other questions?
No.
No, good, okay. Bernie.
Hi, Ms. Humphrey.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Good. Now, I know you've read this book before, but are you getting anything new, or you doing okay with it?
Yeah, I'm doing okay with the book.
Good. And school in general and assignments, any particular assignments, things okay?
It's going all right. It's the only problem is that my Wi-Fi keeps on going off.
Oh, yeah.
For like a few hours and then comes back up.
Right. So as I said before, don't worry about deadlines for me. Just do what I mean, I'm giving you deadlines to help you kind of keep on track. But if you need extra time, that is absolutely fine with me. I sympathize. I'm almost out of my own data because our Wi-Fi's not been great here too. So I really sympathize with that. Yeah. I think I saw, was it you who talked about how you're taking good care of yourself in quarantine? You feel like your health is better. That's so great. Good for you. That's really good. Good. Anything else I can help you with?
No, that's all.
Okay, great. Thanks, Bernie. Hey, Connor.
Hey.
Hi. You too. You're running, right? You going running?
Yes.
Good for you. I started running. I'm glad none of you see me run. It's really embarrassing, but I am going running, and I feel really good about that. So I hope you're seeing benefits from that too, Connor. I can run further than I could a week ago. How are you doing in general?
I'm doing fine.
Good. Is your brother home?
No, he's staying down in California for the summer.
Oh, he is. Okay. Okay. How's
his semester's over though?
Sorry, I missed that last bit.
His semester's over.
Oh, okay. It is. Okay.
I think last week.
Okay. Good. Great. How's assignments going?
They're going fine.
Good. Any questions, concerns?
No, I think I'm good.
Good. Great. Well, nice to hear your voice. Nathan.
Yeah.
Hi. How you doing?
Good.
Good. Any questions about any of this work?
We're still doing Membean for each week, right?
Membean just for this week. So there'll be 4 weeks of Membean. So this is the 4th and final week.
Oh, okay.
So this is the last week of Membean. I'm not giving you a Membean test, I don't think, unless someone tells me I have to. But last week of Membean, and then you're going to do the vocabulary from Pilgrim's Progress next week. From next week.
Okay.
Good. Any your work has been great. Any questions or concerns?
No.
No. Okay. Good. Excellent. Hugh.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Good.
Good. How's the work going?
I'm doing fine. I'm
Good.
reading the book again.
Okay.
Humanities.
Are you almost found that? Is it any questions about it?
No.
No. Happy?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me know if you have other questions. Let's see. I think Paul is the last one here. Paul, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good. How's life? How's school?
Everything is okay.
Okay, good. Any questions?
No, I don't have question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for Paul. I see that you just keep turning things in. That's really good. Just keep turning them in as you get them done.
Okay, I will.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Okay, so I just want to finish off our time with just to see if we can have a little bit of discussion about Mayella Yule in the trial, because some of you felt very strongly that you felt really sorry for her, and some of you didn't feel sorry for her at all. So I wonder if anybody who felt sorry for her would like to just unmute themselves and kind of talk about why you really felt sorry for Mayella in the trial.
Well, I feel sorry for her.
Okay, great. Why?
Because she been forced to do the things that is unrighteous, and he been beat, and he been beat by her father, and yeah, she has been controlled by her father, and yeah, that's why I feel sorry for her.
Great. Anybody else feel sorry for her?
I feel kind of bad for her, yeah, because she seems like she doesn't really know any better, and she's always seems like kind of like hysteric and clueless.
Yeah.
So I think like she definitely like I felt like a lot of sympathy for her because she was really confused and didn't know any better.
Right. Oh, someone else was going to say something.
I was gonna add on to what Griffin said. Like, I feel like this is all she's been like told throughout her life, is that like this is all she knows, what's like quote unquote right, and she's forced to do it.
Yeah.
And so I also feel like I feel bad for her.
Great. Anybody else feel sorry for her?
I feel sorry for her, but it is not the thing that blame someone other and he didn't do anything, and make false charges against Tom Robinson. It's not good. But I feel sorry for that her father beat her. It's not good.
Right. So this is the flip side of it. And Ryan, you're really expressing Atticus's point of view, that he feels pity for her, but he says not so much pity that justifies making those false accusations.
Yeah, he's right.
Yeah. Great. So then the other side, anyone really not feel sorry for her at all?
Not really, because she could have changed right in front of the court. She could have told the truth, and then her dad would have been in jail, and she wouldn't have been like in danger anymore.
Right.
At least from him.
Good. Anybody else?
I think I didn't feel sorry for her because because the child is like the opportunity for her to tell about her father fault, and so the neighbor and everyone's saw that her father fought to give her father the suitable punishment for her father. Yeah, I don't feel sorry for her. She needs to be trained when she talk about and be honest about her father's fault, not lying between Atticus and make him to help her out.
Excellent. Did everyone see the dilemma here, right? We feel sorry for her because she's been badly treated, but at the same time, there she is in the court telling lies about someone whose life is then at stake. It's really hard. Anyone else not feel sympathy for her? Well, I'm really grateful. Thank you for those of you who jumped in. I know it's hard with a little bit of delay in the discussion, and it's kind of a weird way to have a discussion. But it's really good for you to hear each other's point of view, because it was really great for me to read it, and some of you just felt so strongly that it just wasn't her fault because she'd been beaten, because she was intimidated, that she wasn't very smart, and there's a lot of truth to that. But the other side, those of you who just said, but she's there in the court telling lies, incriminating someone who is going to be punished for something he didn't do, and just really interesting to hear your perspectives on that. Who, obviously, her father is the villain. I know not all of you have quite got to the end yet, but what?
Can I say something?
Yeah, please do. Go ahead.
I think she need to tell the truth in the court
Uh-huh.
about what is the truth and not telling lies.
Yeah.
This is a sin that.
Yeah. What do you think would have happened if she had told the truth in the court? Knowing how the court was predisposed to be racist, to be prejudiced against Tom, what do you think would have happened if she had stood up and said, actually, it didn't happen the way I had said?
Maybe Tom Robinson gets free.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
No?
In that situation, probably not. Even though she maybe tell the truth, something more serious is waiting for her, because her dad is right behind her, watching what she's saying. If she says something that her dad feels her dad is not satisfied with, probably more beating is waiting for her.
Yeah. So that's the dilemma she is in, right? As a woman at that time, she's under the control of her father. So I think both Ryans are right. I think she should have told the truth, but I think the consequences for her of not telling the truth would also be dreadful. She's got no money. She's got no education. What's she going to do?
Yeah. But it is better to tell the truth, not tell the lie, and not destroy that person's life. I mean.
Yeah. Well, and so telling the truth is always the right answer. But in this broken world that we're in, telling the truth for her would have had terrible consequences. So there's terrible consequences either way. Did everyone? I think both our Ryans here are articulating the dilemma really well. That's the dilemma. It's really hard. What might have been better is if she had told the truth earlier, so it hadn't come to court. So then her father wouldn't have been humiliated by, the truth being told, because you get the sense that even though he's found guilty in the trial, that everybody kind of knows or can see from what Atticus has done, what has proved that Bob looks like people understand what really happened, even if they don't want to admit it. So it's too bad it went to trial. It went that far. I think that's part of the dilemma. Well, it's pretty hard to have a discussion like this, but anyone else got anything to add to that, or any questions or comments before we close? Thank you, Ryan and Ryan, for really articulating the dilemma there.
I think if she tell the truth before, like she will have the protection from the legislation, and then the other people also, because not everyone in the whole county will follow the people and the notion a woman will be below than man. So at that time we still have somebody like Atticus. He will help her to to be protection and be safe from her father. And at that time, if she tell the truth before the trial, she can get the protection from the legislation. So the legislation will have the punishment suitable for her father, and she won't have to worry about like her father will beat her or do anything worse than the current she has done before.
That would be so great. Can you imagine that she showed up to Atticus's law office and said, "This is my problem. I think you're right. He's such a good man. He would have found a way to protect her if he could." I think you're right. Excellent. Thank you. Thanks, Peter. Anybody else? Any comments? Well, guys, I wish we were in the same classroom to have this discussion. That would be so awesome. But thank you for being here in this virtual classroom to talk about it. I hope you're enjoying the book. I hope you enjoyed the end of it. The chapters are much shorter at the end, so that you're going to find this week goes a lot quicker. And I hope you find the end really interesting and satisfying and kind of challenging. And I look forward to reading what you write about the end of this book. So we will meet again this time next week as we kind of get going with Pilgrim's Progress, and we'll talk about the end of the book when we meet this time next week. And I'd love to hear your thoughts about how the book ends, whether you think justice is done, some of the questions of right and wrong at the end of the book. So, I'll look forward to having that discussion with you then. Email me if you have any questions, and keep sending that excellent work in. I'm looking forward to reading more of your work. Thanks so much, everybody. Stay in touch. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
God bless you. Bye-bye.